Hello, my name's Jess Marie. Welcome to Yesterday's Coffee Grounds, where I typically talk of things that I got going on in my life or stories that have happened in my life. And I am trying to get back into filming consistently. I have been so tired lately, just doing my things around the house. I have switched my jobs. I went from my cashier job to my summertime restaurant job. So I just gone through that transition. We've had a lot happen in our household. Spring is blooming though, and I feel so good. I feel actually so much more energy coming up. I am nearing the end of my first trimester of my second child, so I feel that energy coming up. You can't tell, but I am actually very tired. My dark circles speak volume. We just have a really good light right now that is helping me out. But yeah, things are going really well, and I don't know if it's just I'm so happy with our little plants that are sprouting. I'm a little bit late in the season, but you can see there's a little bit of plant sproutage there that I'm really happy about. I feel just so blessed that we have an opportunity to grow things in our yard, and I'm excited to show when we do have some things growing, because you can tell I have plants literally all around me. I just love our plants. You can see another one right there. I love plants. I love greenery. I love growing things. And I have not been growing myself for a while, and I feel like I went through this whole stagnant pause. If you've watched my channel for a while or go back, I had a lot of sadness. I had a lot of resentment. I had a lot of things that I was suffering with and trying to progress through. And here I am today, and I feel so much lighter, and I am not controlled by nicotine. I am not controlled by alcohol the way that I was. And I had a beautiful talk with somebody today who her family, she comes from a line of people who drink, and alcoholism runs in her family. By speaking to her, she looks like somebody who does drink, not to judge a book by its cover, but yes, she looked like somebody who she would have a couple drinks. She would go to the ball field and play ball and have a couple drinks. But she's like, nope, I don't drink because it runs in my family. And I'm like, wow, you're so naturally charismatic. Usually when I meet these kind of people, these high energy, high volume, they usually use substances to kind of match that, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down, but it was just so refreshing to talk to somebody who's such high energy. And she's like, yeah, I don't drink. And I'm like, yes, let's have a date and come over. We can make virgin mimosas. We can just hang out and have a time, you know? Like, and it's been really difficult for me to come into sobriety, and now I'm pregnant. So it's like, I don't know. And I'm also not telling people I'm pregnant either. So it's just kind of like something for me and for my family that we're just enjoying ourselves. And it's been a blessing and a curse, because yes, I am getting a little bit bigger. You can't tell in this dress, but I'm definitely a little bit bigger and slightly uncomfortable. I started my restaurant job again, and this creepy old man who's a regular, he's like, oh, Jess, you're looking really good this year. You've lost weight. And I'm like, ouch. That's fucking insulting. Don't talk about a woman's weight unless it's noticeably different, unless she wants to talk about it. Don't bring it up out of the blue randomly like that. Like, no. Don't fucking do it. So, yeah, I still don't know who I am. And I wish I could just fall into this natural energy that is myself, because I am one of those people who I ran high for so long, and that's because I was drinking and smoking and just go. And now that I've mellowed out, and I've also figured out how to balance out, I'm not eating as many sweets. Well, I guess lately with pregnancy, I'm like, cookie, and I see a cookie and I'm just like, I can't help but not eat it. I can't help it when Mike sounds like ice cream, and I'm like, yes, let's go get ice cream. I can't help it. And I try really hard, but what can you do, right? And it's just something, though, it has followed me in my life, where I saw my first counselor, I think I was 15, maybe, I might have been 15 years old, and I was smoking weed all the time, and I was like, I need to see somebody about this. And I was participating in self-harm. I don't know how to say that more gently. I was cutting myself. I was physically cutting myself, and I was bleeding. And not even because I saw it as the emo trend. That's one thing, like, I found just disgusting. I didn't even know that was a thing. It was just something that I did. I don't even know why. It's because I felt so much emotion and I didn't know what to do. And I think that was even before I started smoking weed. I remember even too the last time I cut myself, and it was actually, that was a horrific story. But I remember just why I did it, and I think I felt all these emotions, and I remember going to a counselor at school, and I was telling her I feel all these emotions, all the sadness, and she's like, Jess, you have no reason to be sad. You're friends with all the kids in the drama program. You're on the sports teams. You're friends with the people who go out on the weekends. Like, you have so many friends. And it's like, actually, I don't. I'm just kind of floating through and finding, like, I get my satisfaction. At the time, I was getting satisfaction from boys and not really any external, like, achievements. Like, I was friends with the drama program, but I wasn't really a drama kid, and I was on the sports teams, but then because I was partying on the weekends, like, I wasn't really like that kind of person. I don't know, like, it was just kind of, I was this whole mix of people, and I didn't have this identity. I had a group of people, I kind of switched between all my people, but I just had a really weird growing up like that, where I just had so many friends, I guess, or groups of people, but I never had my best friend. I never had my person in that sense. And that's why I always relied on having a man in my life or a boyfriend in my life, because I never had. And even to this day, I'm 26 years old, and I don't know what it's like to have a girlfriend, to have, like, somebody who is there when I'm going through a tough time. I have many guy friends. I have many guy friends I can call, but it's a lot different. And I think that sadness, feeling that way, like, that's where a lot of my self-harm and not knowing what to do with it. You know, my mom, she was a single parent. She worked 2 jobs. Like, I didn't know how to talk to her about it. And I was drinking, and eventually started smoking weed, and I think I cut myself. I did self-harm until I was 19. Just on and off. And I remember the last time I was just so upset because I thought I had girlfriends, and I had this horrible thing happen to me in college where somebody posted something awful online about me, like this really horrific thing, and just demonizing my character. And you know what, if it was a little bit witty, if it was a little bit charming, but basically just calling me a slut. And sure, maybe that would have fit the bill, but I know who it was, and I know who wrote it, and it's because her boyfriend was in the same program as me in college, and she was sneaking out. She was coming into the bars, and she tried sassing me one time, and I was like, lady, don't come to me when you're sneaking into the bars and give me attitude, when I know all the people who are working here. I know all the security guards, because I had friends in security at the bar we were at. It's like, don't try me. You want to fuck with me? We'll fucking tango. Let's go. And I was not happy, because she came into a group of people who go to school together, who hang out together, and she's like not in this group, and she just, I don't know, she came in. So she wrote this horrible thing about me, and I told my friends about it. I shared it to them, and they basically said, oh, you should go to the police. And they weren't there for me. And I was alone. The 2 people who I thought I actually had friends, and I remember I was in college, and I just bawled my eyes out, and I was by myself. And I remember that being the last time I ever self-harmed myself, because I thought I had friends, and no, they were just there because we all drank together. We all went to the bar together, and we all talked about the guys we maybe got with the night before, or whatever, zodiac signs, stupid stuff like that. And not that zodiacs are stupid, but you know what I mean. When it actually came to something real, and I came to them of something that, like, I was very upset about, obviously, like, it's just, I don't even want to quote some of the things that was said. It was fucking awful. It was the worst. And I can laugh about it now, but Jessica Polson, she's probably slipping into your man's DMs, and it's like, oh my gosh. No, I don't reach out to the guy first. They come to me. They came to me, woman. Your boyfriend came to me. And I wasn't interested. I was interested in somebody else. So don't try me. I'm bubbly like that. I can't help it. when I'm talking to a girl some way, they're like, it is what it is. It's me being friendly. But if I talk to a guy the same way, I'm flirting. You know what I mean? I just get annoyed by that. And so I've always had to just be careful. Just be careful. Just fucking be careful. So all this be careful, and I don't know who I am. I don't know why I'm talking real Southern today, but I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've always had a problem making friends, and I don't know. But yeah, even though talking about that a little bit, I do feel genuinely happy in my life, and I know I'll never go back to self-harming myself again, and I hope I never go back to smoking cigarettes again, because that was awful. And I hope I never have to drink the way that I was. I hope I can be around alcohol and be fine. I'm glad I never did any hard drugs. Thank the Lord I never did cocaine. Thank goodness, because I know, just knowing who I am, game over, done. Which is a surprise. Like, some people, they don't even believe me when I say I haven't done it, and it's like, I don't know, I just know myself well enough, and I've seen so many friends who didn't have money to afford cocaine, and then they started doing other stuff that was cheaper and not as pure, and it was just, yeah, it was rough. College years were rough in that sense. All my friends were doing things they shouldn't have been doing, and I was able to keep my GPA, so I was pretty happy about that. For the amount of partying, I did take my academics very seriously, because that came out of my pocket. I worked the whole time. I worked 4 days a week, went to school 5 days a week, and partied probably 12 days a week. I know that doesn't work, but now look at me. Not using my diploma. Actually, I used the knowledge of my diploma, but now I'm just rambling. I got groceries to do. I just wanted to get on here and say hello. I'm happy. I'm doing fine, despite where I've come from and some of the challenges that I've faced. I know this is kind of like a weird video, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. It's just a girl. I'm just a girl having conversation, having real talk, because I don't believe in these fake influencers these days, because all they do is influence us to buy stuff and influence us to be like this boring beige aesthetic that is just so boring. I know my walls are all white, but I rent, and I don't know, I have a hard time committing. But you know what? I have this beautiful pink birdhouse in my house, and it doesn't go with anything, but I try to have fun, you know? So, thank you if you made it this far for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and take care. Bye.